So you got to make sure you're in the market 24/7 so that you can be able to catch, because you don't know when the market is going to be in a good mood. You wanted to be able to catch it in its good mood, so those 2 weeks that you are taking a break from the market could be the market is good mood and you're missing out on money. Welcome and welcome back to the channel, beautiful people. In today's video, I just wanted to go over the lessons that I've had in 2025. As I said before, I've been trading consistently for 1 year now, and yeah, and here are the lessons that I learned in 2025. Number one is that trading without a strategy is the worst thing that you can do, or one of the worst things you can do for yourself as a trader, because trading without a strategy, you can't plot a game plan from a place where there is no plan. So a strategy is very, very imperative if you are wanting to trade. And the thing that I did was I jumped. At one point in time, I was using Fibonacci. The next thing, I was jumping and I'm using a head and shoulders. Then I'm jumping again and I'm using trend lines. And it was just like just a mix and match of a whole bunch of nothing. And for a while, it was working because the market can market and do whatever it wants. So for a while it was working and I was like, yes, I'm a trader, I'm a boss trader. And that is where I reached the peak in my accounts. Like I reached like $300, and at that point in time I was still mixing strategies. I was doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this and that and that and this, and my account did grow. It did grow, but was it sustainable? No, it was not sustainable, because that bull run that I had eventually came to an end, because the cracks started to show that there was no plan in the first place. And then from being $300, which is like 6%, and then I was short of 2%, which is $100, the cracks started to show in my plan where there was no plan, and my account just started to dip and dip and dip and dip and dip and dip, to the point where I got like -5% in loss because I never had a game plan. So if you want to do yourself a favor, get yourself a strategy and stick to it. My point number 2 is, I've already touched on it, just doing a little bit of everything. Don't do that. If you're going to do one strategy, stick to that strategy alone, because if you don't do that, then it messes up your numbers. You won't be able to know which trades are for which strategy, and it's just a headache. If you're going to choose one strategy, then do that, or maybe even 2, I don't know, because I guess everybody's different, but choose a strategy. Don't mix and match like I did. I was doing anything and everything, and when I tell you anything and everything, I was doing anything and everything, and even guessing and gambling at some point. So don't mix and match things. Keep things in order. And you always hear people say, oh, always follow your rules and stuff like that. As much as cliche as it sounds, it's very, very true. So don't mix and match things or strategies. Point number 3 of what I learned was reckless entries, or revenge trading of sorts, where I would go through a series of losses and losses and losses and losses, and the person gets tired of always seeing red on your MT5, and then next thing you're like, no, I don't care, I'm just gonna enter any trade. Even if it kicks me out, barely I've been getting kicked out anyway, so I'm gonna enter this trade and I don't care what happens. And that is something that's gonna show you flames, because the markets will market, and then you will be left with the blown account and your money gone, because you were recklessly entering trades, revenge trading, because you're upset with the market that it only targets you and it always just touches your stop loss and goes your way. So that is something that I learned to bring a little bit more down. I don't really revenge trade anymore, and I put myself in the mindset of telling myself that even if I lose once, twice, 3 times in a row, it's just getting me a step closer to my overall statistic, which is the win rate. Now if I have a win rate of 65% and I'm losing these trades, I'm just thinking of it getting me a step further to the win rate, if you understand what I'm saying, because trading, it needs a lot of numbers, a lot of trades, because it works over a lot of trades. Anybody who knows statistics knows that you have to have a big sample in order for you to get that 65% winning rate. But obviously if you are following your rules, because if you're just doing reckless entries like this and like, then you're throwing your statistics off. Honestly, don't revenge trade, don't recklessly enter trades because you are upset that the market hates you. Okay, yes. The fourth point, I think it's the fourth point. The fourth point that I did learn from last year's trading year is that I should, hold on. Oh yes, I had to check my notes. Anyways, the fourth point is that taking breaks. What I would do was, if I encountered a series of losses, I would go on this like revenge trading spree where things would go even more red and more south, and then once I've had enough of the markets, I would just close MT5 and not open it for like the next 3-4 weeks because I'm upset. The market hates me and it doesn't want me to make any money, so I would close the markets, not look at it, not think about it. I would go about my life like I'm not a trader anymore until I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready for some more heartbreak, and then I'll open MT5 and start looking again for any old entry because I never had a strategy, and the cycle would continue. So that is something that I learned from last year, is that taking breaks is not a good thing, because you will end up missing out on the times when the market is doing well, because the market has its cycles. It has its times when it's doing good, its times when it's doing bad. So you just gotta go with the market like that, because the market is the market. It's gonna do what it wants. So you gotta make sure you're in the market 24/7 so that you can be able to catch, because you don't know when the market is going to be in a good mood. You want it to be able to catch it in its good mood, so those 2 weeks that you are taking a break from the market could be the market is good mood and you're missing out on money. Then when you come back into the game, you've missed out on the cycle of the market being in a good mood. Now you enter in the market when the market is no longer in a good mood and it's in a bad mood, and then you continue to lose again, and then you get upset and you say the market hates me. So try to stay in the market even if you're incurring a series of losses. Everybody incurs a series of losses at some point in time, so don't exit the market just because you feel like the market hates you. Don't close MT4 for like 2-3. I would understand like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, but even for me, like I feel like even now, just 1 day out of the markets, I could be losing out on so much. So I don't close the market anymore, because I gotta be there. I gotta make sure that I'm in the market to catch any opportunity that comes my way. The fifth point that I learned from last year's trading is that it is very important to document your trades. Document your trades, because that's something that I was very lazy to do last year. Very lazy to do last year, and my husband would be like, no, you should document your trade, it's a good idea, it lets you see. But I'm like, I mean, MT5 is already a journal enough. Like, why do I need to go and do extra work in documenting my trades? Because I can see all of the data on my MT4 journal. It's a journal, yeah, and then I can go and see it on the Funded Next dashboard. But it does help for you to document your trades in your own way, because the data that's going to be provided on the MT5, MT4, whatever that you use, it's not going to be the same data that you're going to catch. Documenting your trades is just whether you were in a buy or you were in a sell, the time that you entered, maybe even the time that you exited the trade. how are you feeling, just the normal things that the traders always say, those cliche things that people always say, like document how you're feeling. Or was it a good trade, was it a bad entry, like were you revenge trading, and all of those things. And I have an Excel sheet that I document my trades on, and I always try to make sure that I like highlight if I know that this trade that I did was like a bad entry or like a revenge trade of sorts. Then I make sure that I highlight the cells so that they stand out, to show like this is it's ruining the numbers, this is an outlier in your statistics because it's ruining your numbers. So that's what I try to do in documenting my trades, and I feel like it has helped because I've had my own journal which was on Excel, because in the books it's just a long story. So it's on Excel, and it helps me to see my win rates, and I see how many trades I've taken for this strategy specifically, because I started trading this new strategy that I just found on the 1st of October 2025. So October, November, December, Jan, yeah. So I've been trading the strategy for the past 4 months, and from the 1st of October I have been documenting the trades that I have been taking, and it also helps me to see the win rates, and it's good, it does help. Even though I am a little bit behind on the journal, but I do try and update it. I will make a commitment to myself to be updating it at the end of the week, like always at the end of the week. But with that is the risk of not remembering why you entered the trade, because at the end of the week you probably would have taken 3 trades and you wouldn't be able to really remember, okay, was this a good entry, was this a reckless entry? Because as far as I'm concerned, I follow my rules like 95% of the times. So even if it was that 5% that it was a bad entry, maybe I would remember, maybe I wouldn't remember. But it's always good to document your trades as you enter it, and then the outcome, you'll document it when the outcome happens. So yeah, please document your trades, guys. And that's the main lessons that I got from 2025, my year of trading. I hope it helped you guys maybe see like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that. But honestly, we live and we learn, so you're probably gonna make your own mistakes. And you can also comment down below the mistakes that you've made and how you've been able to overcome them. And the way I've been able to overcome making mistakes is just sticking to the plan and seeing how it goes. So yeah, that will be all for today's video. If you've gotten this far in the video, thank you so much for sticking this far. Please consider subscribing to the channel, putting on your post notifications, giving this video a thumbs up. Please consider commenting down below what more like content ideas you'd like to see from me, especially as a female trader, because there's not many female traders that are posting their experience, well, the raw and real experience of trading. And remember, at the end of the day, don't forget the goal here is to get to $100,000 funded accounts by the end of this year. Now, like I said in my previous video, maybe it's a little bit bold, but there's many people saying that they've done it before in 6 months. So I've given myself an extra 6 months just to make sure that I am realistic. Or maybe those people are busy scamming us and they're not telling us the truth. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Bye for now until the next one. Whoosh.